Okay, so this is a meeting of the Camp Kiwanee Commission on March 20th at 6 p.m. All those attendants is Frank, Melissa, Sheila, and Caroline. And then we have caretakers as well. So we can go ahead and get started with the first thing is approval of the minutes from March 7th, 2023. Does anybody have any questions about these? I looked through them and they look fine to me, so I don't think there's anything that was too crazy. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes from March 7th, 2023. Second. Actually, you know what? We've been doing this wrong for the past couple of months. So, and it was brought up to me the other day. So when we make a motion, like I can't make a motion as the chair. So when I say I'll entertain a motion, I need somebody to actually make the motion and then a second.
So I would say motion to approve the minutes.
Yeah, or
and
you
then
can
you
just
would say second.
Yeah, and then it would kind of go through there. Yeah. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from March 7th, 2023.
Motion to approve the minutes from March 7th, 2023.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? All those, and we don't need to do roll call votes anymore either. So all those in favor, because we're all here. So
Aye.
any of those against? Great, fantastic. What a wonderful what a wonderful day we're having. Moving right along. So Teresa Santalucia, I can't even go into it right now. Teresa Santalucia requests for discount or waive fee for Hanson High School boys tennis team use of the pavilion for 2 hours for the end of year pizza party, 5:31 or 6:1. So I don't really have any information on this. We don't need a caretaker out the pavilion, right?
No, it's just gonna be unlocked.
It's just going to be unlocked?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's still an hour though.
Yeah. It's still an hour. It is a town. It's a town department. So, okay. Does anybody have any discussion items about this?
No.
No. Do people think that we should do it for free? Do it for an hour? Charge them for an hour? Take the charge away?
Well, it would be 2 hours. Someone had to walk up to, or no?
Yes, it'd be 2 hours, so it'd be $40 to use the pavilion for have somebody lock up and then come back or unlock and then come back and lock up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to charge Teresa Santalucia for the Hanson High School boys tennis team $40 to use the pavilion on 5:31 or 6:1.
Second.
Motion, then second.
Motion.
And then second. Yeah. you just can't. Okay. I'm gonna
Motion to approve a discount for the Hanson High School boys tennis team to $40 to cover the cost of the caretakers.
Okay. Thank you. And then a second.
Second.
Second. Fantastic. All those in favor? Okay, great. All those against? Great. Fantastic.
4-0 boy.
4-0. Thank you, Roger. Approval of Blackbird baking and decorating class for Mummy and me. Not my mother, but
So this is me. So Joanna Laterno, she is out of Pembroke, and she does this Blackbird baking company. She runs this company out of her house, actually. All insured. She has a commercialized bakery kitchen in her home. It's pretty extensive, but I have gone to a couple of her classes, and she talked to her and had her tour our kitchen as well, and we talked about doing a class here. So it would be the day before Mother's Day, so it would be like a mommy and me, type of class, and she would do the baking and then also the decorating. So it'd be using the kitchen for the baking and then using the lodge area to decorate. And it's her classes sell out in like an hour. They're really popular. So she wanted to do a 10 a.m. class. If that's sold out, then also do a 1:30 class. She handles all the registration. She does it through Eventbrite. Mm-hmm. She takes all the payments. She's insured. She's already sent Dory all her. She would become a official vendor.
A vendor,
for us.
okay.
Yeah, so she's already submitted all the insurance, and she's serve safe.
Okay.
And yeah,
Will she be baking the cookies here?
Yeah.
Okay, so they'd be using the whole kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so it would be. Okay, so I think this is so it would be the use of the lodge and the use of the kitchen.
correct.
So we have a current fee for the use of the kitchen, but we never really been in a situation where a vendor wanted to use the kitchen. So we got to kind of figure out how that's going to work. So
So when we originally did that kitchen fee, it was for people that just wanted to rent the kitchen only.
yeah,
To be able to-
or caterers for the wedding, like
Yeah.
using the actual
Right,
kitchen.
right.
So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing though, right? Because she wants to use the kitchen for her class, right? So, I guess we gotta figure out the semantics of this and kind of go over and make a policy about it, and then how, what would the process be for what we would charge her for using the lodge and the kitchen if it's just going to be a vendor contract based on.
Well, because if people rent the lodge, they have use of the kitchen, don't they?
They have use inside the kitchen. I don't think they have like going in the kitchen using all of that. I don't.
Yeah, what's the point of use of the kitchen? What does that mean?
So for example, a wedding comes in here, right? And a wedding, the caterer needs to use the kitchen. Like use the kitchen, like use
Yeah.
the ovens and the stuff like that. They're charged the kitchen fee, right? So if a caterer is here and dropping off like buffet items, but they're still here, they don't use the kitchen. They might go through the kitchen, but they don't actually use it. They're not charged the fee. Right, so it's like it depends on like, so if somebody wanted to come in here and use the kitchen to, for like a food truck, right, we would charge them the kitchen fee because they're using the kitchen.
Okay.
How much is the kitchen fee for a wedding?
I think it's
It's like $200.
Yeah.
is it 200?
$250, something like that.
I thought it was cheaper than that. I thought it was like $120. I thought it was like
And then remind me how much it is for a vendor to come in and.
so if the vendor is sponsored by us, it'd be $20 an hour that they'd be using the lodge.
Minimum of like,
Minimum of 2 hours because it's an hour on
Yeah.
both ends, right? So well, no, it's a half hour on both ends. Thank you, Roger.
Yep.
Roger's the best administrative assistant we've ever had. I'm just kidding. It's 150.
yeah.
So see, but this doesn't make sense either because this says weddings only. Oh no! So right here, it's kitchen rental for $200 for 5 hours. So that's under the miscellaneous.
Kitchen
so
only rental.
So there's a kitchen fee right here for caterers. I don't know if everybody else wants to see that and just kind of take stock of it. But there's a kitchen fee for caterers, which is $150 that you can get with the wedding package if the caterer needs to use the kitchen. Like by use of the kitchen, like use the ovens, turn on the ovens, everything like that. Not just like storing stuff and prepping it to go in the buffet. And then there's a miscellaneous rate of a kitchen only rental for $200 for 5 hours. Right? So how long does she need the lodge for?
So I guess it depends. So she's definitely going to do the 10 a.m. class.
Okay.
And I think at Rogers, she said 18 people, I think, in her class.
Something like that.
It was like 18. So if she fills up the 10 a.m. class, then she wants to do a 1:30 and open up the 1:30.
Okay.
So it's
How
like,
long is the
How long
class
is it?
running?
I think it's like
Couple hours?
Couple hours, yeah. Hour and a half,
So
2 hours.
10 to 12, she's probably cleaning up, so
Yeah.
2 and, okay.
And if she didn't know, it'd be essentially the 5 hours of kitchen
Yeah.
for there. So how much is she charging per person? Do we know?
I do not know.
Okay.
I know she charges, it's a different, because it's the baking and decorating. I know for just the decorating, she charges like $30, $25, $30 a person.
Okay, so it might be like $50 or something like that per person. Or, I
Maybe.
mean, we're guesstimating,
I
but
can't even imagine it would be that much.
Yeah, it is. That's what they charge nowadays. Actually, the one I did, it's an adult class, and they do 6 cookies. It was $60.
That's expensive.
Sounds high.
The rage.
it is. It is.
People willing to pay it, I guess.
Yeah.
It is.
Sounds high.
Yeah.
No, it's a good little side hustle,
Yeah,
that's for
it
sure.
is.
You know,
Well, if you cut the kitchen only rental in half, because she'd only be here 2.5 hours at the most, right?
well, she'd only be here 2.5 hours for if she only did one class. So I mean that's an interesting option, right?
So you say one class, 100, two classes, 200.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, so she'd be paying the fee for the caretaker. Let's say she needs it for 3 hours. That'd be $60 plus $100 if for only one class if she used the kitchen. Because we would cut this fee in half if she only needs it for 2.5 hours,
Okay.
right? I mean, that's $160. You know, if it's 18 people, even at $20 a class, $20 a person, which it has to be more than that. It'd still be $360 that they would make. So I mean,
What is this person? Is she like a resident or something?
No,
of the town?
she's-
Like, well, how come?
she's
Why
in
are we talking about any sort of
I don't think we're talking about discount.
discount?
I don't think we're talking about
Oh,
discount.
we're just trying to figure out a fee.
We're trying to figure out a
Okay,
fee for
got
it,
it.
Because
right?
she doesn't
Gotcha.
really, she doesn't
Okay.
really fit under.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
I
it's
think
just-
she would fit. I think in this situation she would fit under the kitchen only rate, but she also wants to use the lodge. What she can take, we can give her the vendor fee for the lodge, which is the $20 an hour.
Right.
But if she's going to do
Okay.
both classes at 10 and then 1, that's 5 hours of kitchen time right
Oh,
there.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's like if she's going to be here for 5 hours and she's going to have 30 plus people here doing it, right? The $200 plus it'd be $300 to rent the lodge for 5 hours with the kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean that seems reasonable to me.
Especially at $7,000 a dozen. Just making a point.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I would be hard pressed to think that she'd probably get any place cheaper than that.
And maybe, I mean, if this goes well and it's really popular, I'd like to do more classes with her as well.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
and like make it a regular thing, like the paint nights.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted her to be a vendor, so.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea.
And then some of them are just decorating too. Mm-hmm. So.
yeah, and if she just
So
needs,
that's a little bit different.
Right.
yeah, and if she just needs the lodge for it, and it's like if she wanted to have the class in the kitchen but not use the stuff with it. That'd be one thing, right? I feel like if she wanted the atmosphere, because it's fun being in like a kitchen, like commercial kitchen, you decorating all your stuff and making
She
pasta and
checked out.
stuff.
She checked out the ovens. She looked at because she wants to use the actual oven.
Yeah,
So
and and the other thing is too, there's going to be I'm going to guess there's going to be substantial cleanup after this because if I know my kids and when they decorate homes, my floor is terrible.
Yeah.
yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So I don't know what she's going to do about that, about the cleanup aspect of it. I
well,
mean,
we said that we would because we have the caretakers.
yeah,
we would
no,
do it.
that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just going to be,
Yeah.
we just don't want frosting all over the floor everywhere. So, it's one of those things. Okay, so approval of Blackbird baking and decorating class for Mommy and Me. So
So tell me
just to be
what-
clear,
yeah.
So if she did, go ahead, Sheila.
I just, the whole thing, is there like an age limit? What do you mean by Mommy and Me? That seems to be like little kids. Is this something that's geared towards like
So this-
toddlers, elementary? Like,
Not
what's
yet.
happening?
Not yet. It's
Okay.
probably going to be like ages probably 6 and up with a parent.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
This particular event it's going to be May 13th. We may
Okay.
do that, maybe, but her classes, I think you have to be like 6 and up.
6 and up. Okay.
Because
I
you're,
was-
like,
no, I was
you're
curious
handling,
what
like,
they meant by
oven
that, 'cause
too,
when you
Yeah.
think of
so,
Mommy and Me, it's like little toddlers. you
Yeah,
know?
no, it's like
Yeah.
older kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so just to be clear, it'd be $20 an hour for when she uses the lodge plus the $200 fee if she uses it for 5 hours. If she only does one class, then she only need to pay half the fee for a 2.5-hour rental for the kitchen.
Right,
So-
so that would
Okay.
be.
So that'd be
yeah.
$100 for one class, $200 for both classes.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody good on that? Any more questions?
me.
Okay, cool. So I will approve, I will seek a motion to approve Blackbird baking and decorating class on May 13th. Yeah, with the standard fees, I guess. There's really no motion on that, so. Okay, I'll entertain that motion.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Fantastic. Great. Okay. 3 metal picnic tables from Kiwanee School to go to Camp Kiwanee. I'm going to assume this is you, Roger.
I went up there and grabbed pictures, make sure they're still there.
Okay.
Those are what they are. They're just sitting up there outside.
Oh, the blue ones, yeah.
Blue ones? Okay.
Outside the perimeter of the playground.
Okay, did you talk to Charlie about that? Charlie Baker?
No, I haven't. Dory told me you guys were my first point of asking, and then it would go to selectmen if you guys approved me asking for
Okay,
them.
yeah, so I know Charlie just bought parts for the playground that was down there at McQuon.
Okay.
So I don't know if he will give those up without a fight. So,
I can check with Charlie and then go to selectmen meeting if that's the point of order.
Are you thinking of, where are you thinking of putting them? Like if we, there's 3?
There's 3. I'd like to put possibly all 3 of them out front here and get rid of the other tables there. They belong down the beach.
Oh.
So those tables will be leaving if the beach opens this year.
Would we paint them a different color?
I would paint them a different
Okay.
color.
that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Point out like a sore thumb. Over
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blue, light blue. Okay. Is there any more discussion about these? No? So, I think it's fine. I don't know if we really need to vote on it, because it's, but, talk to Charlie Baker,
Okay.
and then if he says, yeah, you can have them, then talk to the select board and see if they'll let you take them. I think it's
If
fine.
Charlie says just take them, can I do it on his say-so?
No,
Or I still go
no,
to
you
selectmen?
gotta go through the select board, take them,
Okay.
yeah, you got, because I don't know, because it's technically their property.
Right.
So I don't know if they need to like make a motion to give it to us or transfer it and something like that, like, so yeah, I would just, I don't think you need to go to a select board meeting for it, just
No.
say, you know, I want these benches that are not being used. How are you gonna move them here?
I would borrow the trailer from the highway department and trailer them up here.
Okay, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, just check with Charlie, you should be good. Karen DeCosta, South Shore Skating discount request, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what the South Shore Skating Club is. I'm not sure what kind of,
It's a banquet. It looks like they're just doing a banquet.
You wouldn't know anything about it, no?
I don't know anything about it.
So they
June
must be
16.
looking for some sort of
Yeah.
rental to have their banquet.
Yeah, I don't,
Requesting a discount, I don't know.
yeah,
That's the one that said last year we gave them a discount.
Oh, it does sound familiar.
They weren't asking.
does anybody remember what we gave them as a discount last year?
And just says, Social Skating Club Banquet was requesting a discount last year. You discounted them 50%, so the cost was $250. They'll be using the lodge.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it was $250 that we
Yeah.
charged them?
Might as well keep it.
I mean, we can keep it 250 or we can raise it to another price. I don't know what everybody's,
Just keep it the same.
just keep it the same?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve a discount for the South Shore Skating Club banquet on June 16th, 2023 at $250 for the lodge rental. June 16th, actually, what day is that? Is that a weekend?
Let's see. I don't think so, because it's the day after my birthday. It's Friday.
It's Friday, okay. We don't have anything planned for that day, do we?
She has it written in the skating club, but that's,
Okay.
that's the only thing.
Okay, so yeah, I'll entertain a motion to approve Karen DeCoste South Shore Skating Club banquet for June 16, 23 at a rate of $250 for the lodge rental.
Motion to approve the discount.
Awesome, and then do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Fantastic, great. Discussion on Cranberry Grove Summer Program. Again,
Okay, so talk about not being able to get any answers from town hall.
yeah,
That was my first experience, and I'm still going. So it looks like it is. So the Camp Kiwanee website has a link called Public Swimming. You go to that link, you click on that you want to pass. Actually, before you even click on that, it says the costs of all the passes. You click on that you'd like a pass, you choose which one you want, you fill out your family member information, and then you pay through UniPay.
okay, great,
It's called, right?
yeah,
So I created a QR code and gave it to Melissa that would bring you right to that. So
Okay.
that if we had any advertisements, then people can just scan it and bring
Yep.
you right to that. The problem is we don't have any idea where that information is going after somebody inputs it on the website. So I contacted Lisa Green. She told me to ask Dory, and so I just said I'd ask when I emailed her just to let her know I was looking for the information, but didn't expect her to get back. And I know she'll be back next week. So she let's see, she said you should speak with Dory on this question. I gather there's some sort of report that was received. However, I'm not aware who generates the report. Dory is scheduled to return on the 27th. So then I reached out to the town treasurer.
Yep, town treasurer.
And she said she does not deal with anything in regards to UniPay, and she does not know where the report would go, but told me to contact the town collector. So now I'm at that person. I called. I'm pretty sure she was still at work at 3:45. I'm probably standing next to the phone, but the person told me had already left. So I'm waiting for her to call.
Okay, so first off, welcome to town hall. It's swell. Secondly, if the town collector, that's who it is.
Yeah.
Okay, if the town collector does it, so did Dory send you to Lisa? Did Dory?
No,
ask
I
you?
just went on my own list
Okay.
because I was
Okay.
trying to just figure out where the information. Someone said there's a report generated somewhere, the information, and then where does the money go?
It goes somewhere, right? So it definitely goes somewhere. I don't think that the town collector would really. I mean, I think they would have that information, but I don't think they're usually filled. I think Dory would usually have it because if somebody went in there and paid for a wedding, right? All that information needs to go through Dory, and Dory has to submit like the receipts and everything like that for it if they don't give a check. So, I think we're good. I think we're good to like start advertising on that and saying, "Hey, this is how you buy a pass. Make sure that everybody knows that like we need this is the pass that's coming through this year. Like you need a pass to get down here this year." And then I think we should be good with that. Like, the information will be collected somewhere. We just need to figure out where it is. But we need to start.
Because we need to make cards, right?
I was gonna say I don't know how you end up making passes.
Right, we need to make the physical passes.
Yeah, I think that essentially be us in a Word document going through in like a template and printing it out like that,
Well,
and like, cutting them and stuff like that. So.
Okay. And then the other thing is, what's her name? Margaret, and I just got a list from her about all the Cranberry Cove safety equipment for the lifeguards,
Yep.
what she felt would be needed, what she thought was still here, what she thought would have to be updated. So I was gonna send it to Jen because she looked through the stuff.
Yep.
And
Checked it as well.
Nice.
So I thought we could like just talk about what's still in use and what's not, because then I think we'll have to put in to buy something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like lifeguard t-shirts, suits, whistles, lanyards, stuff like that, I'm assuming.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean all that stuff. I would imagine you can't really reuse anyway. Like the lanyards, I guess, but like the whistles and stuff.
Yeah, like just update first aid kit, 3 rescue tubes, a ring buoy, life vest in variety of sizes.
Okay. Can you send that? Can you send that to Dory so she can send that out to all of us, just so we know, like, so you know, if I see any like sales on lifeguard whistles
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, and I think she gave me 1 or 2 companies.
I'll tell you after. So okay, cool.
Well, that's basically as far as.
No, that's good. So I mean, at least we have a place where we can actually start getting the passes out and start saying, "Here, people buy it."
Hope that info is being collected somewhere, or that's good.
It has to be that it has to be collected somewhere.
The payment obviously is being collected somewhere, but all that info that's being input for family names, you know, whatever else is being required, name, date of birth, whatever that kind
What
of
about
stuff.
the IT
That's-
director, no?
I don't think he has access to the Unipay.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah, well, Unipay itself is, I think the Unipay part of it is externally managed, but it's like in our website.
Okay.
But I don't even think he'd have access to that, to be honest with you, because it's like a whole payment thing. You don't
Yeah.
really want an IT
Yeah, I'm
guy
sure the
access
payment's
to.
going one way, but
Yeah.
the info's going somewhere else.
It definitely
you
could be.
know?
Yeah. I mean, if we want to play it safe, just on Monday and when Dory's back, just be like, "Hey, Dory, do you
Yeah.
get this information?" We can even go in there and
She's
fill
never
out.
mentioned that before, though. We've had.
What I'll do.
We talked that to death
Yeah.
a couple of meetings ago. She never said, because we were asking this question before.
Yeah, well, the other thing is too is Dory wasn't here when they previously sold Cove passes. So
What if
that's
somebody set this up?
so that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm
Oh,
thinking. Maybe
okay.
she didn't even know it was
Okay.
there, but she knows about Unipay and how to get in there.
Okay.
So she wasn't here when they did the last round of Cove passes. So it was another administrative assistant here.
She might open something up. In the
Yeah, she might be like, "My God, here it is."
Eureka!
So what I'll do is tonight I'll go on Unipay and I'll just sign up and I'll
I
say,
was thinking about doing.
Yeah.
What if she says, "No, I have no idea where it's going," and no one does? How do we take that down? Like, who works on our on the Camp Kiwanee website?
God, The Camp Kiwanee website.
That's me.
Melissa would, yeah.
So you would know how to do like,
Abort.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I can take that link down. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm the one that put it up.
You are? All right,
Yeah,
so let's
yeah,
wait
yeah.
until Monday, but if she says, I don't know where it's going, and nobody else can say, then I say we take it down and redo it or something, just so
Well,
that we know where.
when one of us buys a family pass on there, somebody will get notified about it, right? And like we'll have to go, like at that point I could be like, I signed up for it at this time, this date. I was like, where is that email? Like where'd the email go that you got that? And where's the payment? And like they'll be able to kind of go through, and then we can kind of establish that. But I'll do that tonight. I'll go in and just sign up for a pass and then figure out if it's where it goes, I guess. Take the draft into the water. So okay. Anything else about the
Interviews.
interviews? So yeah, I was gonna hit that. I just want to make sure
okay.
that Caroline was all good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So I spoke with Lisa after last meeting, I think it was, when we found out about the people with their applications. I told her that we're going to send all of our applications for the camp directly to Dory. So anybody who applies to the camp should come up here, fill out an application, or email it to Dory.
I changed all that information.
Okay, great. Yeah, because what was happening was in the town website, it had lgreen at hanson-mass.gov. So there was a period at the end of her email address. So I think what was happening is people were copying and pasting and sending it off, because like Margaret, for example, sent emails to her.
Right.
I was getting them because she CC'd me on it, but there was no response.
Yeah.
So, so I told her, I'm like, all of our applications will go to Dory, and then when we're ready to interview candidates, because Lisa is the personnel coordinator of the town. Once we're ready to interview candidates, we'll send them over to her. We'll set up a time to go through and schedule them. So we kind of have it all in house for everything there.
Should we put something out on, maybe on Facebook or the website or something that's saying if you previously applied, we had a glitch, could you please reset the
I mean, we could definitely do that. I think.
applications? I mean, in case we lose out on people that was sending it to that weird email.
I mean,
I
we
just don't know who
Yeah.
those people would be.
Yeah, I don't know either. That might be a good idea to
not
send them.
directly to them, just a general, if they're going, if I filled out an application and I was going back to see anything, or just put like a little disclaimer down the bottom for a little bit.
Yeah, I can-
To say, just FYI, if you previously applied, please do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I usually do weekly Facebook posts about.
I mean, if
people.
anything, if we get anything, one of them out of it, good enough, but if not, it's lost.
Yep, Roger. Go ahead.
Dory printed off a bunch of applications from Indeed. She has those. And her plan of attack, I know, is during school vacation, is to set up interviews.
Yeah, that's probably and we have some people who were here last year as caretakers who also were interested in being a lifeguard. So a couple of our younger caretakers that we had said that they, will be interested in being a lifeguard. And I think Margaret was also talking about her being able to set up like a certification class here or something like that. So, that's obviously depending on, we need to hire a beach director first. That's the first step. So next meeting will be probably that discussion, the beach director discussion, and then hiring a beach director. And from there, that person would go off and say, I need these are lifeguards, I need these are the people. But we really need to sell the passes in order to make it so we can actually afford to have the program for the summertime, because it needs to essentially break even. Yep. So, so another point is at the CPC meeting, they approved a town meeting article to get $75,000 for the playground, and then another $35,000 for the landscaping down at the Cove.
Good job.
So so all it needs to do is pass town meeting, and then we can use those CPC funds to essentially redo the Cove, which is huge, because this year it's going to be interesting because it's not all prettied up and everything like this, but next year, because if we plant the landscaping in the fall time this year, by next year this time it's going to be awesome down there. We'll have a playground and stuff like that.
So does that mean that this is on board to start sooner than we thought? A little bit? I mean, because weren't we talking like a couple of years out?
Yeah, I think we were talking about the opening in 2025. But if this goes where it's supposed to go, then it'll be the opening of 2024.
Fall.
So we'll start. Yeah,
fall essentially. Okay.
Yeah, the landscaping will start this fall.
Yeah.
We'll do the seed and everything like that, the grass, and it obviously has to still go through conservation because they manage that area. But if all that's signed off, we'll do landscaping in the fall time. And then hopefully next April or May, we'll do the playground in the back. And then we'll get everything going there and
that'd be
kind of make
fun.
it all, yeah. We'll have a big, cove opening or something like that. We'll do something. It's going to be, it's been a long time since that cove had any money put into it. So,
Are those funds gonna take care of the outside of the gate?
no. They will for the landscaping, for like the trees and things like that, but they won't do the stormwater. The stormwater, we have other funds that we use for that. So they'll do the trees and the landscaping of that area. I included that in there, but it won't do stormwater management of it. So
Stormwater really should be the first phase.
stormwater is the first phase, but in order to do the stormwater, we need stuff from the cove. So, I was talking to Phil Clemens from the conservation department, and we put it this way: it's not a cart before a horse; it's two wheels on the wagon. They have to go together, right? Because we need the sand from the beach to do the stormwater, and in order to get the sand from the beach, we need to do the landscaping on the beach to do the stormwater. So, Chesia Consulting, the people that we paid $17,000 for, has trouble getting a surveyor out to the beach. So they reached out to conservation 3 weeks ago, and he said that he's still working on getting a surveyor out to the beach to do his actual stormwater management plan. So as long as that doesn't hold us up with conservation, then hopefully we'll be planting in September, October,
great.
and then going next year. So
All right, that's exciting.
that is exciting. It's gonna be a fun time. Anything else in the cove?
I don't.
No? Good? Okay. So next agenda, we'll add beach director hiring on there. If anybody wants to be a part of the interview of any of these people, please let me know. So like if somebody wants to, interview with the beach director and stuff like that, let me know, and Dory will, send the information over to you. It can be, we can do it in two different ways. We can have them come here to the committee meeting and interview like that, or we can have them do one-on-one and then kind of come here and do like a kind of an interview, but more of a discussion at the committee meeting. Either way, they have to come to a committee meeting and get voted on to be hired as it. So if anybody has a preference about how that happens, it's fine by me. So
Before we close out the cove, I have a question.
sure.
Does anyone know who Jeannie Sullivan is?
that is the treasurer, I believe.
Okay. My sources tell me that's where we need to go.
I think that's
Okay.
what I talked to
List.
today.
That's
That's who
the
used to do it previously.
I believe that's the town treasurer, if I'm not mistaken. So Caroline, you
I can
said
tell you in 1 minute if it's who I talked to.
So then we might just be ending it around in circles. If she's the one who did it previously, then.
Who did you
And
say
now
the
we're just
town?
saying now,
What is she?
Treasurer? Was that what
town
you said?
treasurer, yeah.
What did you say the name was?
Jeannie.
Sullivan. That's who's supposed to be calling me back.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Then, so maybe, all right. So
And
you're
so
in the right place.
another point about that too, Caroline, is I completely forgot. Lon Woodward from the conservation department used to be the AA that was here before Dory. Completely forgot about that. She sent us a whole bunch of cove documents. She might know exactly where that information goes if Jeannie doesn't help. So
Okay.
I'll send you her information.
I don't
We're getting there.
Maybe another week.
One step at a time.
Just keep getting
One step at a time,
stuff.
yeah.
She's like, well, I'm gonna follow you again. I'm like, great.
Oh man. Okay, so everybody good with the cove?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so the next thing is discussion on the fiscal year 24 budget. She did not print that out. This wasn't in the packet, right?
No.
I don't think it was.
No.
Okay, so we will discuss that next time when we see it. We already approved a budget and it was level set from what we had last year. But there was, I'm concerned about the number of bookings that we have in fiscal year 24. Because we have bookings, we just don't have the same number that we had obviously the past 2 years because of COVID. So right now we have a budget, and I'm quoting these from the top of my head, so because I don't have the sheet in front of me. I think it's $325,000 budget, and we took retained earnings over to do that for like the insurance and stuff. We don't have, I don't think we'll have enough money to retain that $325,000 budget. I think we'll have to go down probably to like 260, something like that. That being said, we have a lot of money for insurance, for building repairs and stuff like that. So there is places we can cut that budget. Plus, I think we're going to be, as long as we don't go crazy and buy a Ferrari. I think we're actually going to be bringing forward. Yeah, if we could go bring forward some money from this
Kiwanee
year.
Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be fun. It'll be a good marketing ploy. I think we're going to have budget at the end of this fiscal year that's going to be going forward into next fiscal year.
That we won't use.
That we won't
Like
use, yeah.
extra.
Because I think right now we're probably about 60% through our budget for the year. We have,
I heard something about 60%, yeah.
yeah, I think we have 3 months left.
Who would have
So-
thought, huh?
Who knew? So,
Right.
so next meeting, I'll have Dory print this out. We can kind of go through which ones we want to cut and, you know, or amend or not amend and stuff like that. I know we already did the exercise, but I just want to make sure that we have a plan for if it's more drastic than what we think it is. Okay. Team reports. Does anybody have anything to report from any of the stuff?
No, I do have a question though.
Yep.
What, since we've changed the kind of dynamics of our name and what the group stands for, why do we still have teams?
Because
We don't have recreation any longer.
Yeah. Well,
So,
it's kind of weird because the teams in the first place never really included recreation. I feel like, right? Because there was more like a facilities team, a cove team, and stuff like that. Like it was more to just tackle issues that. But that was also granted. That was also on a 7-person committee.
Right.
Right. So like you could have 3 people to a quorum and then kind of do,
Yeah.
and you know, I'll say this. It was a different committee. Right, it was a
Yes.
very different committee than it was when there were 7 people on here. So, if we don't want to have teams, which is basically a subcommittee, we don't need to have them. It's just most of the time, like you know, what would happen is 3 people would work with the caretakers about facility stuff,
Yeah.
and they come back and report to the committee about what exactly was going on.
yeah, I'm not saying like, oh, get rid of them. I'm just wondering like, who are they?
Yeah, well, so
I think I forget kind of what
we're supposed to establish that
yeah.
every reorganization. I think it is. We're supposed to reestablish the team. So the first meeting after July 1st is when all the committees in town have to reorganize, where they vote new chair and every such like that. And then that point, you'd go through and reorganize the team. So if you and Caroline were on the Cove team, for example, like you guys would handle Cove stuff that came up.
Right.
Like, okay, like the Cove opening, the summer program, like that'd be you guys. Facilities, if it was me and Melissa, like we would work with Roger, and then we come back to the committee and discuss like everything that happened in that particular time.
No, I get all that, and we did that before. But
Yeah.
I would say that was back when Audrey was still here.
Yes.
Caroline and I were both recreation,
Yeah.
which that is that. I think there was some other maybe we just need to just kind of from July
Rework 'em.
look at it and,
Yeah.
and kind of.
So, in my opinion, just because we don't have the recreation title in our name anymore doesn't mean we can't do recreation, right? It's just, I don't know about you guys, but I was getting a whole heaping of shit from people about why there's no recreation in town, right? And I'm like, well, we don't do we're the Camp Kiwanee Commission, right? So that kind of, and it was a discussion that we had in the past with Audrey when she was here also about this kind of needs a shifted so we can not only make everybody know what our mission is, but also give path to another recreation committee that's going to be in town that will utilize Camp Kiwanee, right? We can still do recreation, and honestly, like the recreation here is going to be the Cove. Like that is the recreation here. Working with Margaret, the beach director, to put on programs and stuff like that. So, just because we're not the recreation committee doesn't mean we can't do recreation. We can still essentially do the same thing that we were before, but I feel like now we're not under an obligation to do recreation every month, solely recreation, but that being said, the town is creating a new recreation committee, right? And they're going to be utilizing the Cove, hopefully a lot with their recreation. They come here. We'll still manage the Cove when it comes to the beach director and the lifeguards and things like that, but they'll be like, oh, we want to do a middle school, whatever down there, right? And they can kind of plan that, and we'll say, okay, you guys can use it, and then go
Gotcha.
through that process. So, but it is a good point about the teams. We should probably get an updated list of what the teams are and whether we even need them anymore, because
Right.
we
Just
have
we don't need
we don't need a facilities team really, right?
Yeah.
Because we have Roger coming here and giving us reports on the facility stuff,
Yeah.
and he's asking for approval when he needs stuff. So the Cove will have the beach director that does that. So it might be a good idea to just not even have them there. It just kind of complicates things. So Okay, I don't have anything for old business. Anybody have anything for old business? No old business we need to take care of? No correspondence or anything?
Correspondence, we did get a thank you card from the Polo Plunge.
Oh, we did? Oh, nice. That's
Thank us
nice.
for down there.
Oh, good. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, that's a good event every year. So, departmental reports. Jen, do you have anything? It's on the caretaker report. Dory's not here, so caretaker report. Jen, do you have anything?
No, not really,
Okay.
besides the fact that you told us to go and collect all the beach stuff, and we
Yep.
did. We went to the boathouse, the beach house itself, we went up to the attic, because our previous caretaker told us that they, at one point, they put stuff up there, and we didn't find anything.
Okay.
We found more stuff over in the craft cabin. There was a number of life vests that we pulled from the great big plastic container, just filled with dirty life vests. Some of them, Roger was a witness to it. He was the one that instructed us to do it. Were covered with like mold,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
black mold.
That happens, yeah.
Like they were disgustingly dirty. We did find a lot of good supplies and stuff, like the orange life vest, some regular life vests that you could have clean, scrub clean and reuse, stuff like that. No, we didn't find any whistles or anything like that. But, yeah, we just kind of rounded it all up, put it all in the craft cabin.
Okay.
I'm gonna add Jack to the list of, for the inventory thing too.
A lot of medical supplies and stuff like that I
Yeah,
checked
so a
because
lot
they
of
were
medical
sitting in
supplies.
a tub with 2-3 inches of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
It all went.
Yeah, it must have been swell. Okay, Roger. Caretaker, you got anything?
Yes, just to go back to the budget you had, we're going to feel a difference in the heating and electric bill here because the seniors have been here. I'm not disputing having them here.
Yeah.
But we've had the heat on much longer, all day long for them, the lights all out there, so
Yep.
you're going to see a jump in those two for the last month and probably this month.
Okay.
They're slated for another 2 to 3 weeks at
Okay.
this time. The electrician contacted me today. He's hoping to finish up the electrical work in the south end this week.
Okay.
So we get that done. The metal for the boathouse roof was delivered today. So they're gonna be here either tomorrow or Wednesday to start doing that job.
Great.
Getting that roof taken care of. Other than that, I'm working on the bridal show. I'll put a better report in for next month
Okay.
instead of this month.
Cool. Jack, do you have anything?
Now you know.
Got nothing? Okay, cool.
This weekend's kind of busy, right? I just was looking at
Yes, it is.
we've got a birthday party and 2 birthday parties on Saturday, and then a baby shower, I think, on Sunday, right?
Let me tell you, Frank, Saturday was really busy. That was a really long day for me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, yes, I heard about that. So, okay, so the next, let's set the next meeting. Does anybody have any preferred day? I was thinking maybe the 17th.
Well, this interviews and all that, we want to get that moving, right? And if we want to get, does Dory want to do interviews during April vacation?
During April vacation.
I think April vacation's the 17th, right?
It is that week.
Yeah.
And then Easter is the weekend before.
Honestly, I think the most important thing that we do is get our beach director on board. So maybe it might be prudent to have a quick meeting on the 3rd or the 10th.
That's what I'm thinking, get that.
Like
person.
one of the two, and at that meeting it'll be real brief, like we'll just discuss interview beach director, hire beach director, and then from that on, that beach director can then do interviews on the April vacation the week after.
Okay.
And start doing that whole process and getting that on board. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll set the meeting for the 3rd?
Okay.
3rd work? The day before my anniversary.
At least it's not on.
That's true. No, I actually have a meeting. I actually have a meeting on our anniversary too.
Oh.
She doesn't know that yet, though. Thank gosh she doesn't listen to these on YouTube. Yeah, 6 o'clock is fine. Okay, so 4/3/23 at 6 p.m. Okay. Any other points?
One quick question.
Yep.
Do we need more caretakers when the weddings start?
Yes, we usually do.
I just want to put that out there because,
Yeah, so when the weddings pick up, we usually have more caretakers. Roger, Jack, and Jen, and Renee are kind of like our off-season caretakers and they do all that stuff. But then when the weddings actually happen, we have, I think, 2 or 3 other people that jump in.
You have me.
Well, we have Jen, the wonderful Jen, but
We got Frankie, and we haven't heard anything from Taylor, so I don't know if she's coming back or not this year.
and we also had a lot of applications for, I think gatekeeper. We had a couple applications for, but some of those applications for gatekeeper, they might be interested in doing like this.
I just thought.
They're really young. We gotta get over, what is it, 18?
Yeah,
I'm
for
trying to
the,
convince Jack that he should do it too.
Jack can do it. Jack can do it. Jack, if you don't do it, I'm gonna have to do it.
Can I do it?
What are we
You
doing?
can do
it.
I'm sorry.
Can I legally apply to do it?
Do what? I missed what you guys are talking about. I'm sorry.
That's a good question. That I think you can. I think you can. I think you can.
Well,
You just.
I remember back when, way long ago, when I was a young lad. I wasn't a lad. A young lady. It was.
Tell us more.
It was. It was a volunteer for us to come in and do all that. I don't know that we could have got paid to do it. As far
Yeah.
as
Yeah. That's.
yeah,
Yes. I'd have to check.
yeah.
I'd have to check.
But main point being, we may have to hire people.
Yeah. Well.
We do have to hire, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and all those applications should be going out every time we post on Facebook too, right? I mean, all the caretakers and stuff like that.
There's
There's
job
everything
application,
there,
yeah, there's
so.
job.
Yeah.
My wife asked me the same thing, and I just out of, because I don't want to deal with it. I'm like, no. So, well, it's like, it's
still
it's yeah, it's fine. But it's like one of those situations where you'd have to be very specific about it, right? Like if you were here as a caretaker and you were also a commission member, you'd have to abstain from essentially any vote that would affect you financially. So, hiring you, obviously you can't hire yourself as a commission member. You can't like pay raises and everything like that. Like you can't job hour cuts and like you'd have to be very careful about how you do it. So, I can check.
There's so many other places hiring.
Yeah.
More something that we need to.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Unless there's any other
Motion
discussion.
to adjourn. Oh.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Or
All right, great. Thanks.